I was not allowed to ever speak to anybody about even really my time working at Miramax. Harvey now everyone sees as this sort of repulsive monster, which he was and is on one hand, but I think what is interesting and what isn't maybe brought forward is that he was also an extremely exciting, brilliant, stimulating person to be around. He was a master manipulator, and his moods changed very quickly, and you never knew whether you were his confidant or whether you were going to be screamed at.
And it came to a head for you when he sexually assaulted, attempted rape on your colleague?
Yes. We were at the Venice Film Festival and he tried to rape her. We returned to the UK and I spoke to my only senior in the Miramax offices, and she suggested that I got a lawyer. So we both resigned from the company, saying that we felt we were constructively dismissed because of his behaviour. The lawyers made it very clear that we didn't have very many options. Because we hadn't gone to the police when we were in Venice. We had no physical evidence, and ultimately it would be two under 25-year-olds women words against Harvey Weinstein, Miramax Film Corporation, and essentially the Disney company. The only way that we would even get Miramax to the table was by making a monetary request. Once I realised that this was my only arsenal, the only thing I was going to have to try and prevent Harvey's behaviour, was to create an agreement that was as binding to him and as difficult for him as it was going to be for me. He had to attend therapy for his behaviour. I don't know if he attended therapy or not. I was not allowed to speak to a therapist without them signing a confidentiality agreement. I was not allowed to speak to my accountant with regards to the money that I received.
Which was how much?
It was 125,000. There were a couple of occasions where I made attempts to circumnavigate my agreement. However, it's almost impossible for me because one of the clauses of the agreement disallows me to have a copy of it.
Why?
Because it's a smoking gun. If you have an agreement that somebody has signed that says that he will go to therapy, that he will be dismissed from his own company if anybody else makes a claim in the ensuing period, that an HR policy for sexual harassment has to be brought into the company, it's pretty clear that something's wrong. You can't change the Harvey Weinsteins of the world. There are always going to be people who follow the darker side of their character. But if the rules and the laws that we have to protect ourselves enable that, then there's no point in having them.